we've heard the pressure facing school-age athletes so huge, much of this week and last week, talking about the warning about taking supplements that has to be introduced. But taking supplements is just one of the symptoms of a much bigger issue. We wanted to know more about the pressure young athletes are under. Dr. Craig Harrison's AUT Millennium's Director of Athlete Development and comes in now to have a chat with us. Craig, thank you for your time this morning. Give us an idea, if you can, of how much pressure you see some young athletes under.
The pressure is definitely out there. I think it's case by case. So we have athletes coming through our doors where they are facing pressure, and that varies based on the sport that they're involved in, the environment that they're actually spending a lot of time with it.
So let's talk about the sports. This isn't just rugby we're talking about here.
No, not just rugby at all. So we're talking across sports. So a number of different team sports, but also individual sports are feeling it.
And again, it's not just sports which lead to maybe big money careers at the end of the day. This is about just becoming the world's best. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think we need to ask the question as to where the pressure is coming from, and if we look at it, we put it down to a winning at all costs attitude.
How has the pressure changed over the last 10 to 15 years? I mean, nowadays, when young athletes come in, how much are they actually expected to do?
Well, there's an expectation on the outcome. And so what happens on Saturday is what's talked about, and therefore they're under pressure to perform.
So what sort of hours are they putting in? I mean, is it a case that schoolwork is completely secondary now?
No, not at all. I wouldn't say that. I think the question we need to ask is what's happening within the environments that is causing the pressure.
So what is causing the pressure? Is it the parents? Is it us, the public?
Good question. No, I think we need to really examine what it comes down to, and there's three sort of basic psychological needs that we need to adhere to within an environment which is going to support a young athlete in their development. And those three things really are the key things that we need to touch on.
So just run us through those.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first is progression.
Yeah.
So focus needs to be around what's happening within the environment to allow athletes to progress. So that's, today I am X amount of good, and tomorrow I actually want to feel like I'm getting better. So that's the first. The second is choice. So it's important that we give young athletes some choice within their performance environment. So whether that's what trainings are made up of, whether that's what the team is deciding upon when they go out on Saturday. So that's really important. And the last one is a feeling of being valued. And so I guess that's where they can be compromised quite a lot.
So this is actually coming back to the basics of good parenting with your youngster, with your 6-year-old in the sort of the tag rugby, isn't it? Don't have a go at them when they don't score the try. Give them some positive reinforcement.
Yeah, absolutely. So the focus needs to be around effort as opposed to outcome, results. But it's not only just parents. It's who are those other key stakeholders within the environment.
Now, let's look at the consequences of this, because, of course, we've got those who do succeed and we've got those who don't. You read a book like Andre Agassi's, and sometimes those who do succeed, the pressure actually destroys their lives pretty much around them anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andre Agassi, he's an outlier. It's an interesting case. So we're more concerned with the general young person,
yeah,
and what's best within their interests moving forward.
What about those who don't succeed, having put all these hours in and soaked up all that pressure? Some of that pressure probably been used to motivate them, but yet they don't succeed. Where does it leave them?
Well, they're questioning what role sport plays in their futures, and within the young athlete environment, the most important thing is that they stay engaged with sport and activity.
How do we change it? Does it have to be changed, Craig? Do you agree that the pressure is just becoming unsustainable?
It is. It's getting worse. So it's there, and we need to look at our environments and those key people that are contributing to those environments, and how we can change the focus on the outcome back to the processes, back to what we know is going to provide an enjoyable environment.
And this is, of course, something which you and your team are looking at very closely. Dr. Craig Harrison from AUT, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now,